Okay, so happy Mindful Meditation Monday. Um, I've just got so much to say. So, this week has been absolutely phenomenal. I know that it is only Monday, but if y'all knew, this journey has been unbelievable, and I am so thankful to all of you guys for following me and being there for it. Um, Today, I learned what I was meant to do. I went and have a friend of mine. She has a wonderful team at Blazing Flare, and she brought with her team, and I had a friend come along. Shout out to Crystal and Brittany and everybody. It was surreal, and I was able to pour into educators what I felt like I needed. Like, there's a lot of mindful gurus out there, but few have walked this life. Few have, I started teaching in 2004, and I taught special ed, and I was an interventionist. And I was married. I got married during that time. I had a child, and the stakes got higher. They started taking tests away. I was reminded today while I was sitting and talking to the educators or whatever. I got to speak with a special educator. She was amazing. And when I talked to her, or when I heard her speak, I was reminded, yeah, they took away all these assessments that allowed our students to succeed. Um, they took the bumpers off too soon in order to compete with something that wasn't there. I don't I don't understand high stakes at all. Um, but I know that our kids are going through enough without it, and our teachers are just trying to pull it together to allow them to learn, and they can't learn because they've got all this other stuff, and we don't have these wraparound services for mental health and for childhood trauma. Even for ourselves. I was a teacher. I couldn't even imagine being that young and going through what I was as an adult. Like, I wouldn't be able to think or focus either. I'd act up in class. I actually think I was special ed, and I just never stayed out of school long enough for them to identify me. I had total empathy. I understood. So, I really got to love on those that deserve to be loved. I had that opportunity. Shout out to Dade Middle School. Thank you so much for giving me, and you just took me in. You just had seen me in the hallways. You didn't know who I was, but you allowed me to love on you, and that meant everything to me because that's everything that I've up to this point. That's where I was going. That's what I wanted to do. I was in my element today, and I was able to bring my sisters with me, and it just felt so good. And these teachers were straight chilling and just at peace. And I was able to share things with them. My team was able to share things, my partners, my sisters, we were able to share and pour in love. And it was dope. So, in that, I want to talk about love. In the center of the body, love and spirit must meet at the heart. It's the center of our very being that either it's aching for love or it actually is filled with love. And it's what allows us to feel compassion and trust. But sometimes, as you know, it can allow us to feel empty, or it can be overflowing, you know? So it's at different degrees, but deeper within the heart is another center of us that goes past feelings and emotions, those things, they definitely matter, the physical sensations and everything, because we're human. But spirit actually lies deeper than all of those layers. And so for me, meditation allows me to get past those layers and really get to the heart of the heart, past how I feel, the feelings and emotions, the sensations, all of that. I'm super sensory, so I can tell you, I get it. But there's something deeper than that. And so what we have to do is to cleanse ourselves of all of those things that don't align. So if I'm feeling something or whatever and it doesn't align with the very being within me, it's not going to feel right, you know? So when I meditate specifically on the heart, I recognize that I feel emotions, I do have feelings, but do those align with who I am? So this is a self-discovery. This is finding out who you really are, you know? And the type of things that don't represent who you really are, then that's the time to release. So last week, all my meditations were about release, let go, and so this week I feel like it just kind of all came together in that lovable moment. This whole weekend, I mean, even meditation in the park. Shout out to everyone who came out. That was absolutely amazing. Like, I was blown away by who came. I was blown away by the experience. I was blown away by how my spirit was led to do what it was that I did and what I said, and the people that I met and the people who coexisted together. Like, the diversity was so dope, because at the end of the day, we are all one. We are. We are. We're all one. And when we recognize that, it will create peace amongst us. And so that's the reason why I want to do meditation for the heart today. So going back to what I was saying, we want to cleanse the heart of the debris and the purity. That's why we're talking about the purity of our thoughts and even what we consume, whether it be through television, radio, music, food, all that stuff. It all plays a part in the way that we do think and feel, and sometimes we can consume negativity. Sometimes we think or feel negative things, and so when we feel those things, it separates us from our very being, because negativity isn't what we are, you know. So when we get separated from our being, we find ourselves doing things that are uncharacteristic to even us, and it doesn't feel good. That's how you know. It doesn't feel good, so something messes with you. So that's your intuition saying, no, I'm not supposed to do that. That you need to apologize. So, and that's what we want to be connected to. Something that's gonna, love on us and protect us. So, this is why meditation is so important for me personally, because it allows me time and space to connect with my heart and to remove the debris that I acquire daily. Like I said, I'd meditate twice a day. So it could be like I gave somebody a mean face in the grocery. I cursed somebody out for cutting me off in traffic. I didn't like the energy of the lady that walked past me, at the post office. Like, it could be a number of things, but you can't just hold on to these things, because a lot of us, like, I know what I used to do. I used to replay that stuff back in my head again and again and again and say what I was supposed to do, what I could have done, what they better be glad that I didn't do, and that's suffering. You keep playing back negativity in your head over and over again. That's mental illness. And that was me, you know. So what meditation does for me is it clears all that debris. So I continue to not just dwell on those things. Like I dwell on good things now. I don't allow that to come in, or I try not to. And that's what the meditation is for me. It cleanses the heart, and be open that, within us, these beings that show us the way, you know, the negativity and the positivity, they can't coexist peacefully. So that's how you know something is off. If you are not existing peacefully, there's a conflict within us. And all of us have our crosses to bear. I'm not saying that we'll ever get to a point where there's no conflict, but at least whenever you meditate, there's more of a compass. I won't even say a moral compass because it's not morals, but it gives you a compass as to who you are, what you believe, what are your own boundaries, what are your own core beliefs. So, be open to the possibility that meditation may look differently for everyone. The way that I meditate may not be the way that you meditate, and that's fine. They can look completely different because in your search for self-discovery, we have to be open and recognize the things that are within us and who we are, and be able to change what you don't like, or what, I won't even say what you don't like, whatever doesn't bring you peace or help you to create peace. Those things need to leave. So if it's running, if it's praying, if it's reading scripture, if it's taking cold showers, if it's long warm baths, if it's running on the treadmill, if it's listening to music, dancing, if it's aerial yoga, like whatever it is, everyone has their own way of being able to connect. This just happens to be mine. Okay? So, we just need to look at things, if we don't like them, as growth opportunities, and be willing to come out of ourselves in order to be at peace with what's going on. If you don't like it, just go on and change it, because you can't base how you feel about yourself based on what other people say about you or what their perception of you is. You're the only one that's around you 24/7, so you know yourself best. So it's really not reliable to think that somebody that's not around you 24/7 would know you better than you know you. So think about that. So only you are within, and only you can be the judge of what makes you feel good and doesn't. And you create your own reality, your own rules, your own boundaries about who you are. And if there's those around you who don't tolerate any of that, they don't deserve to be around you. I think that like energies really do connect, and you'll find the vibration of what it's accommodating for you at that time. But you got to clean that debris. So you just have to do some soul searching about those people that we keep in our lives and that aren't making us feel good. And are we going to change? Or are we going to let it go? And make that decision and be okay with it, because you have to create peace and balance and cultivate, relationships, not allow them to tear you down, so that you can create love and peace within yourself to balance yourself out. So in our meditation, we are going to listen to the messages that your heart is sending you. And in this, I want you to clear away what is currently blocking your heart. A lot of people say they're struggling with their heart chakras. If you don't know what that is, I want you to go look it up, please. I want you to experience the true nature and the spirit within your own self. Okay? So, sit in a comfortable position, whether it's lying down. Make sure that you have uncomfortable clothes. That should have given you more than enough time to create your environment. Dim the lights. Light the incense, light your candles. Do whatever you need to do to get into this mode. And I want you to close your eyes. And for just this moment, I want you to let go of your thoughts and let go of the outside world. I want you to focus your attention on your spiritual heart center. So we're going past thoughts. We're going past feelings. We're going past emotions. So within the heart is pure emptiness, but it does encompass peace. It's full of peace, and it's full of light. And this light may be white, it may be gold, it may be pale pink or blue. So at this time, I want you to meditate on your heart and interpret its color. Rest your attention on your heart center and breathe gently. And I want you to sense your breath flowing right through your heart. Whatever color it is, allow your breath to flow through your heart. You may want to visualize a soft pastel light or coolness. It could be like a cool breeze going through the chest. And I want you to let your breath go in and out. And as the breath goes gently, I want you to ask your heart what it needs to say. Don't phrase it as an order. Just have just a subtle intention that you just want your heart to express itself. And what I want you to do for the next 5 or 10 minutes is to sit and listen. And as you sit and listen, your heart will begin to release emotions and memories, wishes, and even fears and dreams that have been long stored within you and inside of you. And as this happens, you will find yourself paying attention. Take it all in. You may have a flash of a strong emotion. It may be positive or negative. Or it could be a forgotten memory. Don't be alarmed if your breathing begins to change. That may happen. Allow yourself to gasp, to sigh, or even to allow yourself to feel tears during this time as you evoke the memories of your wishes and your fears and your dreams and your emotions. Let the experience be what it is. Don't go back in there. Just hover around it. Just hover over it. Don't relive it. But I do want you to release the remnants of it that you haven't been able to give up. Release it. And if you daydream or drift off into sleep, don't worry, because everything that is done within the last 3 or 4 minutes of you falling asleep falls into your subconscious. And if you have prepared the intention, it will come. Don't be judgmental of yourself. So just let the repressed material come up so that you can release it. It's purifying and cleansing your heart. So let it go. I won't hold you for much longer. I'll allow you to finish being in that place and space to continue to release. But as you practice this meditation, spend a few minutes each day to connect with your heart center. It makes a big difference, and you'll begin to get glimpses of your heart as it actually is. So, it's silent, it's peaceful, it's a light, it's a warm glow. And even if the glimpses don't stay with you, you'll find that life outside of your meditation will begin to change because you're going to begin to connect. And then sometimes at unexpected moments, at the weirdest times, you'll feel a wave of joy and well-being sweep over you. And it'll just make you smile. I just grin ear to ear and nobody knows why. But it's in those glimpses that I just get a sense of joy, of just being in touch with my well-being. I didn't know a place like this existed. So this is definitely an experience that'll make you walk with a little pep in your step and a bounce in your walk. And these are the signs that whatever you're holding, you're beginning to release the grip and letting go of the fear and the tightness that keep your spirit from truly entering and becoming one, wholeness. Because in truth, spirit doesn't enter. It doesn't enter, it's always there. Either you're connected or you're not. But when you make contact and you receive that light and that insight, it is absolutely beautiful, and it's the very definition of love. So after this meditation, I want you to continue to seek. After you're done, get out your journal, and I want you to write I want you to describe the heart. And I also want you to describe whatever emotions evoked, whatever dreams, whatever fears, write all of that down and begin to meditate on that daily in whatever way that you need to release. You have to let this stuff go. We want to be whole. That's our life's purpose, is to be whole. And we can't do it just holding on to stuff. So I appreciate you so much for all of your support and feedback. I'm not going to keep you because I want to keep you in this place. But definitely, namaste. Please be blessed and continue to inspire peace. I love you guys.